What's the latest as of this instant, as you know it?
Well, I mean, and there were like 6 teams total, 7 teams total, if you want to believe some of the reports out there. But I think there was a distinct determination with those 3 teams to kind of separate themselves. And that's what I was trying to report there last night. It's nothing that is imminent, but one of the reasons why is they're still trying to figure out the term of the contract. So what I was told is there are different considerations for them contractually, whether it's a 3 or 4 year term or the longer term. So it's gotten to the point where, you know, obviously if it was a shorter term, it would be a much higher AAV. Think about what Alex Bregman got last year on a 3-year deal. It was $40 million a year. 20 of it was deferred, but the dollar amount was $40 million in that year. That's the type of thing that Tucker is at least under consideration. There's also, you know, the Jays who have jumped into this thing and been very aggressive in terms of length in dollars as well. So, you know, there's still some things to sort out, but it seems like the 2 teams like the Dodgers and the Mets are on the shorter side while the Jays are on the longer term.
All right, follow up on that, Keith. How do you view the Mets here and a fit for Tucker on a shorter deal with a higher AAV?
Well, he's the best bat out there. He's always been a terrific bat, offensive player. He's the all-around package, too, out in right field. I don't know where the Mets would put him if they'd move him to left, move Soto to left, but I would sign up today for a short-term deal with Kyle Tucker. Now, frankly, having heard the reporting of the last 24 hours, I'm blown away that that's even a consideration, that his camp would take something shorter. I know that the names that have been thrown out, Toronto, they're going for it totally. The Dodgers are right there as well. They're a little bit more desperate, I think, than the Mets are right now, but Kyle Tucker's bat, it speaks for itself. Lifetime 273 hitter, 865 OPS. Again, defensively, he's got everything you want. He can steal a few bags. Short-term deal. I think even David Stearns would sign up for that with a high AAV, even though we have not seen him do that in this tenure.
Yeah, I would love that. Give him 3 or 4 years and give him an out, right? Let him walk after the first year if he wants. You gauge Benj, how he performs in his first year with the Mets, and then you can see who else is on the market. Let's go to Todd right now, who joins us. Todd, what's your take here on Tucker and whether you'd like to see him in a Mets uniform?
Yeah, I think we got another week left. We can throw that out, at least according to Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's a great episode. That said, look, Kyle Tucker is a guy that I think you guys all nailed it, is the best bat out there. I think still left. He's a guy that is more offense than he is all-around player. I think some of the other, concerns about him were the fact that David Stearns was looking to improve run prevention, and he doesn't necessarily stack up to be a better outfielder or better left fielder even than Brandon Nimmo. So I think that was why everybody was looking at Cody Bellinger a little bit more seriously. But Kyle Tucker on a shorter deal with high AAV, I think could make a big impact for this Mets. And I think it is something that this Mets front office should definitely consider if they have an opportunity.
Well, MLB.com reporting the Mets do favor Bellinger over Tucker. Who do you think, Jim, of those 2 guys, who do you think makes more sense for the Mets?
Well, I mean, I think either one would make sense. I mean, they're both really good players. I think with Bellinger, it's going to be more in terms of dollars in years. And I think that's where I don't quite believe that report in particular. I think it's a push either way. And I think Tucker might be the better fit if it's a short-term deal. And again, that's still up in the air too. But I think if you were to go with Tucker, I think it should be, it would require you to ask Monsoto to move to left field. I think Tucker's the better right fielder. You know, whether you want to have that conversation now, especially if you're going to give him an opt-out, that's a harder thing to do. I've been in those situations. It's not fun, but I think you rip the Band-Aid off in that scenario and say, listen, we have a really good right fielder, and we want you to move to left field. And I think we're better that way, and you hope that Soto understands. And I think that part of it would be the interesting thing. I think Bellinger's a better fit, and it was his willingness to go to left field right away, and would fit, and you wouldn't have to have that conversation with one.
I think it helps that the Mets fans have kind of seen Cody Bellinger in the market. And of course, he was with the Dodgers, was with the Cubs for a while, but the fact that he was a Yankee and made big plays against the Mets, I think you can see Bellinger's impact, right? He's got that ball player type mentality that he's had, whether he's playing the outfield or he's playing first base. Kyle Tucker, I don't know if there's just nothing sexy about Kyle Tucker, but not a lot of people are all for it. I think he's been a terrific player, but something just jumps off the page a little bit more about Cody Bellinger, just because I think he's been in the market for the Met fan. But both guys on a short-term deal, I think you'd favor Kyle Tucker over that. I just don't know which domino falls first. Is Scott Boras, who handles Cody Bellinger going, well, let me wait till Kyle Tucker signs here, and then let me see what he got, and I'll get my guy Bellinger. So I really wonder about the mechanics behind the deal, but I'd be shocked if Tucker took the short-term deal. He's just a little bit younger than Bellinger.
One of the things I think is attractive about Bellinger, aside from the fact he's a former MVP winner, right? But he's had his ups and downs in his career, but he has shown the ability to play here, Todd, and do so successfully last year with the Yankees. How much stock do you put into that, the fact that he's come here and been a productive player? You're somebody who played on both sides of town.
Yeah, I think that is. I think it's a factor. I don't think it's a nothing. And you got Kyle Tucker, who played in Houston and then Chicago. You don't really know if that sort of impact of coming to New York with a lot of pressure on his back, could be something that affects him. Cody certainly has shown that he can rise to the occasion in New York. I do think, though, that at least from all the indications from early on this offseason, Cody Bellinger seems like a better fit because he's a great offensive player, but he's a great defensive player as well. Can play multiple positions, can be a first baseman, can play anywhere in the outfield, and anywhere you put him, he's a Gold Glove caliber guy. And David Stearns has been so adamant about improving the defense and run prevention that you thought he was a better fit. But quite honestly, it almost feels like to him, the Mets have never really been a high-level contender. It seems like the Dodgers, Cubs, Yankees are realistic opportunities for him, and that Mets might be somebody that he says, yeah, I'd consider that to raise the price on the other. I'd be surprised, honestly, if the Mets could land Cody here.